Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Blob. I keep wanting to say the THE space DE Blob. I guess I'm just not used to using that colloquialism. I barely had enough time to even finish Downtown last recording, and it really highlights that in Downtown that this really feels like this is a game built on either a skating engine or a game that should have been a skating game in the first place. I kind of wonder if this Chroma Dam is just going to be a boss fight. Let's just see. As far as I can tell, we unlock new audio for every level we finish, and we get an achievement for every level we get gold on. But what gets you gold, I'm not 100% sure whether it's doing challenges or just coloring in more things. You'd expect there to be at least one sub-boss and then one big boss fight, but maybe not. Like, maybe the entirety of the game is just going to be the same levels with the same general kinds of quests. At the very least, you could have an antagonist character that was running around unpainting some of your sections, or giving you a reason why you might go back to the previous levels. Although, with what this game has, our objective here is to restore the mighty Chroma Dam, but bad news, Bith has been captured and being held prisoner. We must break in and set him free. Yeah, with what this game has and how it plays out, it feels like it should just be one big open world. The prison walls is at the bottom of this hill. There are 2 jails in the complex. There's a lot of these fire patterns. My concern too is that these levels are just going to get longer and more difficult. The Inky police station will activate if you raise the alarm. When you found Bith, make your way through the gate, this sector gate. So no amount of painting potentially even lets you go to the next level. Which that's interesting. So like the first thing you would kind of want to do in each of these levels is just run around in circles a couple times to refill the amount of paint you have. Which arguably maybe you should just start with 100% paint. Like, wouldn't that kind of make some sense? Although also wouldn't it kind of make some sense to get paint for the more things that you do paint already? At least Epic Mickey, Disney Epic Mickey 2 had a system there in which you would try to paint something with your paintbrush ability, and then it would give you breakable objects to give you more paint, or it would just give you more paint. In general, when you painted something. Roll down the hill and make your way. Who knows what colors fate our buddy is enduring? Hurry, Blob, hurry. I thought he was the guy that was captured. I think I was supposed to hit some things, but I'm having a hard time figuring out where the things are. Like, it really shouldn't be this bad on the camera aspect to figure out where the targets are. I guess maybe you could No, when you're stuck on the side of the wall, you're kind of just stuck on the side of the wall. So, make this jump, go over here, and surpass this. So that was the challenge, is that I needed to jump there, all the way through. And that's just gonna 30 blue points on this next challenge. Which I guess it works fairly well if you just set yourself up in a good starting spot. By having a large resource in reserve, it stops you from potentially going back around in sections. This feels like a much more narrative level. Not quite the boss fight I was thinking it might be, but enough of a thing, certainly. But there's just a lot of... I don't even know where water is to de-ink myself at the beginning of this. Yeah, there might be some speedrun strats to just run back to this section, refill your fullness of ink, and then jump to avoid hitting the ink there, or fullness of paint versus avoiding the ink. Did I get everybody? So, yeah. Still doesn't feel like you can really 100 paint points to break into the jail of any color. Interesting. Well, that's not too difficult to pull off. Now, for a second there, I just held the A button down to see if maybe I didn't have to actually tap the button 100 times. You run into a lot of games where it feels like they are just trying to stretch the length of the game and waste the player's time. I think in this case, we're seeing a perfect example of that. Like, anytime you have somebody pressing a button 100 times in a row, that is ridiculous. And that does effectively reset all of this. Interesting. It feels a little quicker. Seems like we may have set off on our own. Let's see. Nice work on the jail, but no sign of this. Inky's heard the explosion. Ink police are now on the word. They round up the escaped prisoners unless you shut down. Tackle head on with 50 yellow paint points. Okay. So we're good, we just need 2 yellow. So I just tapped the button 100 times. Now I'm having to tap it another 50 times. This is ridiculous. And it only makes sense that you'd make a game like this if it was for the Wii, where there really is only one button to press. Really there's a Z trigger and there's an A button. So if I try to go wild here and just attack everything, even in that case it really isn't working particularly well. You could perhaps have a system here where the transform engines would slowly transform the areas you've visited, and the longer you're in an area. Interesting, there's like a floating fish. Let's deal with this. It doesn't seem like I could actually get in this fishbowl and like water down myself. But I could see a strategy which would make the game a little bit more complicated, but not in a real bad way, where you activate a transform engine fairly quickly and in an early section, and then it just slowly transforms the entirety of the area, the beginning parts of an area, into being a colored section, and then you can run ahead to later sections in the game and spend more of your time in the later sections. Not even 100% sure I'm going in the right directions. We didn't free our friend yet, but it does seem like we've activated a gate. Just run around and try and color everything in. Find the challenges. $100 single yellow paint points are needed. Meanwhile, as you're doing this, the clock is just ticking down in the top left corner. 13 seconds and 13 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's probably a decent amount. Yeah, 13 minutes is not a ridiculously terrible amount of time, but... So I guess it was probably the fighter guy that was captured. They've developed a new war machine, stay alert, Blob, it could be anywhere. So we are getting a hint that there is a new boss fight possibility. You get maybe a little bit of a difference here in the level design, in that this doesn't feel as full of tall buildings as the previous level did, downtown. There was this aquarium where people could buy brightly colored goldfish, and now it's the Ink courthouse where they convict innocent Radians for so-called color violations. Let's see some real justice. Sentence is structured to 50 red paint points. Well, as silly as it often is to have shortened titles for things, I think in this case, if they had made it like PP or CP, neither one of those are good initialisms, certainly, but or if they just went with liters of paint or gallons of paint, something like that. Okay, red. Just color, wash yourself out and find the red color. And increasingly I'm running out of time. There, I got inked. Oh, it reset. Darn it. Out of things again. Come on. This is supposed to be a kid's game. Shouldn't be this difficult. Start with that. Then hit that. Then hit that. And then we might as well do this. But I have to admit, I have a little bit of arthritis in my fingers from, well, maybe not actually from playing video games, but I think people might blame video games. And certainly button mashing, to a certain extent, is just a no-go zone for me. So I'm not gonna be willing to sit here and just try and mash these buttons at a triple, quadruple speed of what I normally would press a button at, particularly when I know the game is just going to ask me to press the button 100 more times in the next section, or 50 more times, or whatever. Try and Blue, yellow, and green. Okay. Got a lot of yellow going on here. A lot of blue. Not a lot of green. See, when you get into this situation, I don't know if this is really a case where you just need to repaint things, or if there's something I'm missing. See, the numbers don't seem to really reset themselves. Blue, yellow, and green. Do we have any blue? I'm just trying to have as good of an experience as I possibly can have here. Kind of feels like I missed some stuff. Yeah. Maybe there's just some weirdness here in that you're supposed to have everything painted 3 different times. With different colors. Like you're supposed to find a path, and in that path you're supposed to repaint it and retrace that path 3 different times. See, that worked. Well, the good news is I figured out what the challenge is all about. The bad news is actually implementing that challenge is difficult to say the least. I don't get this though, because that seemed like that rolled it back, so now I have a whole bunch more blue to do. So was it blue, yellow, or green? Just kind of feels like the numbers are glitched. Like there's no way to actually get the numbers down low enough. See, now I have enough yellows happening. So what am I supposed to be painting blue? Yeah. It seems like there needs to just be a whole nother section somewhere. Something that needs to glow. Paint blue. So maybe you're supposed to just balance it out. Whatever. I couldn't care anymore about that challenge. It may just be a case that you need to get the numbers exactly balanced out. But yeah, every time you run into even a little bit of confusion, then you're wasting too much time. So this game really just should not have timers in it. It would make a lot of sense for it to maybe count your time and tell you what your time is after you finish the level, but it definitely shouldn't have a timer in the top left. It shouldn't be a countdown timer. There is nothing that ruins the game for a player if they want to spend 2 hours in a level painting 100% of it. This is where achievements had their real value, is that you would make an achievement for beating a level or beating certain levels in certain amounts of time. You wouldn't make it an in-game challenge that is so prevalent. You would make it hidden as an achievement, so people wouldn't feel left out if they didn't accomplish that goal. Make it just the edge here. Just trying to paint as much as possible. Another 3 minutes added. We went that way. We missed some stuff over here. Get everybody? I think that's everything. This is a fairly small section. This is the Chroma Bridge, which they apparently just bundle up on that. So you don't have to attack too many times. This is a big paint blob. It has taken on so much paint it's ready to burst. Hold left and slam it to get 30 points in one hit. Great. So that feels like a section where the challenge and danger might go up a little bit, but you also now have a little improvement on just needing to get paint. Game is feeling a little frame ratey again. Or honestly, it might just be a little sluggish in general. I would assume it's just this game is running awkwardly, but I also wouldn't be surprised if maybe my computer's struggling for some reason. Although there are some indicators here that would definitely imply that this game just performs poorly, in that there is no camera that lets you look up and down, and there's a lot of pop-in on the visuals, plus it just being a Wii game. I bet it's fairly poorly optimized. So we already saw this in the cutscene, but I guess this is where in the story we get introduced to it. Things fire, ink at you at a distance, keep moving and avoid being hit. Slamming a tank costs 100 paint points. Alright, so you've just got to be at the absolute maximum as far as... One sec, let me just double check what, if anything's going on. Don't even know what made my phone ding there. Okay, and then we're getting weird visual lines. Wait a minute. These weird visual lines. Aren't these also an epic person Inky? Yeah, they were. Something is going on. Probably need to reinstall the graphics card driver or something. Might even be just go ahead and turn down the overclocking on my RAM a little bit, since that was a problem previously, and I've kind of constantly run into problems recently. Well, I want to take out some of these things, and looks like we're going to have to challenge it. Poor Dockside neighborhood is cursed with the ink landmarks. Lost over 50 yellow points. 30 green. Yellow first. Paint that. Hit this. So I'm gonna get chunked out of here and then just set on fire. Oh, the game did me a favor there. Okay. Yellow. Blue. Now, target this. So the goal was to destroy 2 objects right next to each other. So that definitely feels like that should have been 2 separate challenges. Once you do that, that removes the dangers sections. I don't know where I'm really supposed to be going though. Got a little turned around. So it just immediately sucks all of the paint out of you, which is a nice way to I need to find orange, yellow, red. Jumps are not working particularly great. I needed orange. And ended up painting a bunch of things wrong color. Trying to go for just the things that are glowing. And not just everything. And that's gonna kill me. Already. Then we'll try that quest again. So there's only one thing that you missed. But I almost wonder if this next quest is just going to be to change it to a different purple. Okay. So red and blue. Definitely feels like there's going to be too much of this going on now, where they're going to ask you to paint things very specific colors and accomplish that by just running in circles. Now, did we have to maintain anything else? apparently not. So it's a good thing they broke that up into 2 challenges. See, this is kind of an example of where an artistic hand may do rather well to make these levels look more interesting and better designed, but left to their own designs, the player is just going to have a random assortment of colors show up. It's going to have the little chase sequence, and in the chase sequence I am going to change how things are painted. Once again. All these little goals don't quite have the feel of, say, getting a star in Mario 64 or Mario Odyssey, as I mentioned in the recent game. And the beauty of having a star system is that there really isn't a feeling you have to collect all the stars in those kinds of games. Odyssey is better about that than Mario 64. Technically, you really do need 120 stars to beat the game or get the good ending in Mario 64. So you clear over the wall, paint these tall buildings yellow, red, and orange. Okay. These quests. I just don't know what it means when it says yellow, red, and orange. Which, that should be very easy to figure out what that means. Particularly for something that looks like a kid's game. Inherently though, there is this problem where a large percentage of games that are targeted to kids or look like kids games are just not really easy enough for kids. And it isn't just a skill thing even, it is also a time thing. Interesting. Dyed the water blue. Like kids have screen time and homework and school. They really don't have as much free time as an adult might have, or it may not be. They may have the same amount of free time or more free time, but they aren't allowed to specifically just focus on video game exclusively. There's a lot of stuff there. Might be screwed there, actually, because yellow, red, orange. Okay. Got 100 red here, and then let's see, to get back where I was, I have a minute and 30 seconds. Have to do a lot of platforming, a lot of jumping. Red. Maybe it's a case where I need to find specific places where the red goes. Like, I got the 2 orange. Yeah, that's it. There are specific red spots. you've got to figure it out. It's a puzzle. It's an insane puzzle. Okay. I just gotta wait until the yellow respawns now. So no wonder I couldn't figure it out before. Noticeably, it is next, it's grouped together, so maybe I should use that as a strategy going forward. The side of the street, yellow and orange. That's yellow. Then we'll get the orange part. So it is in groups. Interesting. Red, purple, and blue. That's all red. This needs to be purple. And then this just needs to be blue. The good thing I figured out these challenges, otherwise it really would have been just game over for me. So we're getting yet another fast travel option. End up on the other side of the wall, which effectively does mean that you've been checkpointed into a section and you can't go back easily. Although maybe in this case you can go back because this is interesting. I wouldn't have thought of those small containers as something that needed to be painted in. I kind of forget what we're doing here. Like, it's all starting to blur in my mind. I don't even know if the level that I'm playing right now was the level with the prisons. I think it was, but we've just moved so far away from that. Purple paint points. Getting inked is going to be helpful. Purple. Just a lot of stuff to hit on such a small bridge. And I really couldn't call this a parkour game. This is no Mirror's Edge. It does kind of feel like that's what they were hoping to emulate in the feeling, is a lot of rooftop running. So, I guess you're not supposed to just jump off of this. That bought us some more time. But these areas are clearly getting further and further apart. And I guess if you click that, you have to start all over again. Whoops. Good news is I'm purple. Bad news is I'm nowhere near where I needed to be with that purple ability. This is taking me to very distinctively different places and just not where I think I really was supposed to be. Yeah, we skipped a whole part of fighting the tank. I missed a whole section here. But yeah, I guess again I would really hope that some new mode unlocks. After we play the game through the first time. Otherwise it does feel like it's just really easy to miss content. Let's see what this does. Pumps green and the pipes blue. Paint everything green. I don't even know what my quest is right now. So we'll just go ahead and cheat. Which I guess that means you could always start a quest. You could start a quest, see what the quest says, and then you can work your way to the next part. I think we are really skipping over a whole section. We'll go and skip whatever other quest we had equipped. There's a lot of things. So yeah, I don't know what I was really supposed to do between the pontoons there, though. And it's my own darn fault. I can't blame anybody else, other than perhaps the game is just too wordy without voice acting for what really feels like a very action-y experience that you should have. But I really have just lost a significant amount of interest in reading whatever the dialogue is. And so I'm just hitting the A button and moving forward and trying to skim it. And see, I think that's about as far back as I'd be willing to actually go. So it does feel like there's two 10-minute sections here in the earlier part of the map that I'm just not willing to go back and try and engage with. And this whole pump section doesn't feel like I would free people or do anything like that. At the top, hit the 3 weak points with 50 yellow, 50 blue, and 50 green. So you gotta start the quest there. We're basically not going to have 50 anything. And these push sections are going to be a nightmare. Best case scenario, there's going to be 3 controllers up here. We're getting combo damage for hitting those things, but I don't think the combo damage really is rewarding me much. So they figured out a way to now make you press the A button in a very short amount of time, 150 times. There's just a lot here that you could paint, none of which seems like it really matters. I hope I have enough paint points here. It would really suck if I'm too short. You're doing kind of a boss fight here, but seems fairly optional because it does feel like I could just go hit the switch and leave the level. And it definitely feels like in this level, in particular, finishing this section as quickly as possible makes a lot of sense. We are all about the fish now. So that's just to leave the level. Yeah. I'm getting a whole bunch of leeches on me. Oh no. So let's just look at the progress though. Like, we're not getting gold, we didn't move fast enough, is what I'm guessing here. There feels like there might even have been a gate I didn't open. We missed one tree. Radians. We didn't get billboards. We didn't get styles. We didn't get challenges. We were missing a bunch of. And landmarks we're missing a bunch of. We have 16 minutes. So. Probably does make sense to just run back here. And try to do challenges and figure them out. To reach the source of the pollution in the river, Blob, I need you to do recon across the Ink so that Arby can walk on it. Use the platoons to stay afloat, hold left and jump on it, but be quick if you don't stay in the sink. Get to the high platform on the other shore, good luck. Alright, so we're high platform. We're supposed to hit this, and I was supposed to follow the flares. Okay. So that was a fairly doable challenge. Head back to Central Island and let Artie know what you've seen. And so, yeah. This is going to be way easier to pull off. And this is just actively trying to show you how you can get around a section like this. 8 solos, principal cause of pollution, they must be concentrated ink, paint the solos, green to purify it. So make ourselves green, and then paint the silos green. Which seems to be in part around the idea of doing something like this. Well, that was too hopeful. Darn it. I'd really love to be able to switch my color manually, or not switch my color when I just bump into something. I must have missed a silo somewhere. Let's see, which silo did we miss? As far as I can tell, they're all green. And then the next problem, though, is just if I was to jump down here, this does take us back to the prison section, which was such a long time ago. It's like ridiculous that it's all the same map and all the same world. I don't feel like I really want to. We got the blimp. Yeah, if you were looking for all the radians, pretty obvious I would have to run through the entirety of the level, but I really don't want to do that. I just want to look at some of these sections that I didn't spend that much time on. A lot of these sections, I guess, are fairly small, just corner blocks. Like, you'd have to get it all. There's just no getting around it. If you want 100% painted in, you would have to... Let's just see how far we even are on that. We're at like 90% and it's just gonna get harder and harder. Now it does look like your score is what increases your experience. As far as things being painted in to get a gold, which I appreciate that. That does mean that we are on the path to getting gold for every level. I don't have to get a high score and finish the level in a high amount of time. Right. We're out of paint. Finish that. Then we need 100 purple. Which isn't exactly easy. We need a red, don't we? Not a yellow. I'm gonna be like too short. Yeah. The good news is, so run it. Completed. Which unlocks more challenges. Gives me more time. The introduction of containers to be painted, I don't really like as a concept. It just opens up the door to there being more junk to collect and paint. I suppose it's fair to say I've never been a huge fan of the activity of painting. Anyways, either artistically or just painting a house, painting a wall. Although I don't know how many people really go gaga over painting walls. I swear I saw a second challenge, but I'm not finding it. Oh, there it is. This is going to be an artsy challenge. If you didn't like the artsy challenges, you'd still have to do them. Purple and blue. Okay. like it wants all of those to be green. Find purple now. How do we get the green? It seems to me like this whole region supposed to be green. Okay. There's one blue section. They want all this purple. Darn it. Yeah, I think I am at the point where I would say I don't like these artsy sections. And yet, you kind of need to do everything because it seems like one thing unlocks the next thing. Seconds. And that probably took way more than 60 seconds to accomplish the goal. Another jail. Over in this section. Start boats moving. Yeah, so there was a whole section here that I easily missed. Trying to get as much purple into this prison to start with while avoiding the leech bots. I have 11 minutes, so I am going to have to give up pretty quickly. Challenge. It doesn't seem like there's a reward really for destroying leech bots or enemies. So we're at like 93% painted. We've done all the transforming. There's one more tree, which we'd have to run around and find. There's 8 radians, which we'd have to run around and find. There's 3 more challenges, 1 more style, and 2 more billboards. Which makes me wonder, just guess here, is there possibly a platinum star or for getting 100% of everything? Just follow the flares. So if I wanted the billboards and the radians, the game would really need to let me find them very quickly with the compass, and we've just got nothing like that happening. For all I know, the radians are way back here at the very beginning of the game. I just missed 6 of them. A building, there's a decent chance that that is the case, considering how many buildings are at this early section of the levels. There's also a decent chance that and we're looking for 1 tree. Which the odds of you just finding 1 tree, practically 0. Then if it marked it, if it told me which way to go, that would work. I think we've already got all the billboards. Let's actually double check to see what we're actually trying to do. We're trying to find 1 tree and 8 radians in 1 challenge and 1 style. I'm not even sure if there is a speedrun time around that. Maybe the dark color on that buoy might be an indicator that there's something not colored in over here on this section. Ah, but the camera's really, really bad, so... even if that was the case. Not sure. There we go, we got all the radians. Now we're looking just for 1 tree. The audio comes to a very abrupt halt here. Yeah, there is actually no time on this one, so I could, in the next 11 minutes, find 1 tree, find 2 challenges, and find 1 style, and get 100%, and then that would answer the question, certainly, if there are platinum rewards, something above gold, for getting everything in a level. Although that may not really help that much, even if we do find out that to be the case, because you still have those early levels that have that timer mechanism in it. And if I can't get platinum for all the levels, then I just can't do it. Also be some honest here. If we're really trying to get for 100%, did we? No, it doesn't seem like you actually have to get 100%. It seems like the requirement here for this challenge is only 75%. Okay. That's more reasonable. It's not very reasonable to have to find like every piece of garbage in the game and paint it. We are approaching just like Skyrim levels of OCD Collectathon. I don't know if Skyrim really is the best example there. But yeah. I guess what I was thinking is when you have people playing Skyrim and trying to collect all the cheese wheels in the entire game. And that kind of OCD type behavior. Okay. I believe that's all the styles. Gotta keep an eye on the clock. Almost certainly is a maximum score you can get in this game. Seems kind of obvious that that would be the case. So how do I even leave this level? I think it's through this. Well, if you do that correctly and don't fall down. That's not the way out. I'm not really sure what is. And then they spend the remaining time just trying to figure out how to leave. Now I would say I'm not 100% happy with the fact that the air cannons are very similar to the jump platforms. Doesn't feel like you've innovated quite enough. Or it doesn't feel like the game creators innovated quite enough. Wouldn't be surprised if you do end up stuck at 99% if you try to do 100% of any level. Because it would just be really, really easy for there to be one remaining thing to be painted. This quest. 8 silos. That's green. says there's 4 silos left. 3 silos left. I see where the remaining 3 are. Can we get blue anywhere though? So this is all about painting these last few. 3 seconds. Can we pull it off? No. So it points you in the wrong direction. Honestly, doing that is a mistake. Come on, quit getting stuck in places. Hit this. Jump here. Jump here. Then just jump here. Jump here. 5 minutes. What else would there be to do? 1 tree and 1 challenge. Are there any trees around here? Yeah, it really doesn't seem like there would be any trees to paint around here. And going back, I think, would be a waste of time. And challenges the game would point me to challenges, so it seems to indicate that there's one in that general direction. Four minutes to do one more challenge. I guess maybe if I used the cursor and the indicator more, I wouldn't run into this problem, because it does look like this challenger has been here for a while. It's an archery challenge, but it may be an archery challenge I understand how to solve now. Of course, I have about 4 minutes. Blue, yellow, green. Okay. Yellow, done. Now, green. 40 seconds to find a tree. Okay. Where were trees and where would we have missed a tree? Very fast here. I'm gonna have to assume I didn't really miss a tree over here at the very, very beginning of the game. It doesn't look like I missed a tree here either. And I just don't really believe that there'd be a single solitary tree up this alleyway. Look. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like all the trees are kind of in rows. So it'd be very unfair if all of a sudden there was one hidden tree. This kind of feels like this is the last place a tree would exist. It's somewhere around here. I just don't think there's not going to be a tree on top of the building. They are at least doing us the favor of not doing something that crazy. Got a minute 30 here. This is going to really suck. How far did we get as far as painting, by the way? 97%? Yeah. That's fairly believable. Get to the exit pool, it says. We're out of time. Okay, so dying gives you 5 more minutes. Okay. But as far as progress goes, didn't change anything. So you could invest these 5 minutes to looking for the tree, or you could just spend the 5 minutes to leave the level. Probably. Decent chance it'll take 5 minutes to leave the level. I could see in later levels of taking 5 minutes or more and you're just dying multiple times. My last hope, as far as the last tree, would be that it actually is up here. Don't know why I got 10 paint points there. couple things you can paint here. But nothing that looks like a tree. You have a lot of these water trees in this back section, which maybe you should take that as an indication that if you see water-based trees, you're probably not going to see the regular paintable style of trees. It's not really a boss fight, though. Just a complicated level. Okay, one last time. We have 3 minutes. We got 97% of it painted, and I guess maybe if you just wanted to 100% paint something, you'd do that in free paint mode, but it seems kind of crazy that there isn't a no timer mode. We've missed one tree. We've done everything else, and yet I just can't justify running around back one more time. You basically need a walkthrough. You need a guide to tell you where every single collectible for every single level is. Now I got one achievement for doing that. And I didn't get the timer achievement, but it wasn't showing me the time achievement. Anyways. So I almost wonder if this isn't a case where you get a score based on the colors you have multiplied by the awards you get. So there may be a speedrun strat where you get just 75% of the level painted in, and you do it under 18 minutes, and you skip challenges, and you skip radians because it takes too long, but you do several other things, and then that potentially multiplies with the timer score potentially multiplying a lot more to a higher score. Otherwise, this 49,000 or 499,777 feels like you're very close to hitting a 500,000, half a million score, and that is potentially just the maximum score you would have gotten. So but now that I see there was a time score, I know we wouldn't have really unlocked everything, which maybe some of these unlockables would unlock based on your score. That would almost make sense, but then you look at what is actually unlocking, and that it doesn't make any sense. Because you of course have to get the next story level unlocked. Of course you want to get free play of the level you just played, and of course you need the cutscene for the section you just saw. The only thing that possibly you wouldn't unlock would be the secret missions, but I think that is all fairly scripted too. Yeah, and increasingly it just seems like these levels are getting longer and longer. And yeah, I'm trying things, I'm going through things fairly slowly, like taking my time, enjoying as much of the content as possible. To me it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more levels. We've done 4 levels, so there might be 9 levels. Maybe they do squeeze it out to 10. But weirdly, in the way these challenges have been set up, in the way it gives you a time requirement for no reason, in the way it kills you for running out of time, which is kind of crazy. That, yes, that was something in Mario 64, but also in Mario 64, they give you such a ridiculous amount of time that you would never actually run out of time in a level. Yeah, it's just unnecessary, particularly when you start getting into 3D platforming. It makes more sense if you were doing a Super Mario Bros. 3 type game where you're supposed to be running from the left of the screen to the right of the screen. But that's not what this is. That's not what this could have ever been. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to support me further, there's some links in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.